joining us this morning, and we go first to Donald Trump, who joins us from West Palm Beach. Mr. Trump, is it now your nomination to lose?
I don't think so. Look, I'm dealing with very, very talented people, smart people, good people, and I think, they'll be competing. We still have competition. I had a great victory yesterday. South Carolina was amazing. New Hampshire was amazing. The size of the victories, I think, were incredible. Yesterday, I won every delegate. I won all 7 congressional districts on top of having a big margin. So that was a great victory. But no, we're now off to Nevada. I'm going to go to Atlanta tonight. We're making a big speech in front of many thousands of people. And then I go to Nevada, where I'll be for a couple of days, and I have a lot of property out there and a lot of great employees, and I think I should do well in Nevada.
But if you didn't get the nomination, you'd be shocked.
Well, I wouldn't be shocked. Look, again, I'm competing against, professional politicians. I'm, senators, top of the line. I know Ben Carson is still in, and he's a terrific guy and a talented guy, and so I'm competing against a lot of very good people. So, I don't want to say it's mine. Certainly I'm leading. There's no question about that. But we've got a long way to go.
Marco Rubio says that now that the campaign is in this phase, you have to be more specific about your foreign policy vision and knowledge.
Well, I think I have great knowledge of foreign policy, frankly. And despite what some people said, I was always against the war in Iraq, and a lot of people weren't. And, they just got on that bandwagon recently because it was a disaster. And I think I have great knowledge for military, and I think I have better vision for Syria than a lot of the so-called great military geniuses that are saying how to fight the war with Syria. And in my opinion, they're doing just the opposite. Are we going to start World War III over Syria? Are we going to be there for the next 40 years? We've been there for 15 years in the Middle East, and much more than that, probably. And we've spent probably $4 trillion, maybe more than that. And it's time to do something about it, and it's time to also knock ISIS out. You got to knock ISIS out.
Let me ask you about that, your position on the Iraq war. You've referred to that a lot. This week, everybody's kind of gone through the things you said. It seems like it was a lot more muted, your opposition to the war. Everybody knows when you say something, it's pretty clear what you mean. On Iraq, it was a little bit more muddled than you've been making it seem.
Well, John, you have to understand, first of all, I wasn't a politician. I had no even thought of being a politician. So nobody even talked to me about the war. Nobody said, should we do the war, should we not? It's not like now where every day you're being asked questions about things. And I spoke with Howard Stern, who's a friend of mine, on his show. And, this was many, many months before, and he was talking about it. I said, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it, but I didn't even think about it. And then when the war started, and actually Joe Scarborough called yesterday and put something out where it basically is on my side. And that was early on, and that was before the fact, and it was very early on. I guess he interviewed me years ago at the very beginning. And that was just put out yesterday evening, and I thank Joe for that. But look, I was against it, and I was against it very early, and we shouldn't have been in there. And I think it is perhaps the worst mistake we've ever made. First of all, they didn't knock down the World Trade Center, okay? It wasn't Iraq. It was other people. Without mentioning names, it was other people. Someday they ought to open the report and find out. But it was other people that knocked down the World Trade Center. So it's no reason to go into it big now, but it was a horrible mistake that unfortunately we should never have done it. We've lost trillions of dollars, thousands of lives, wounded warriors who I love all over the place. And here's the other part. Iran is taking over Iraq. They've wanted it for decades and decades and decades. They're taking it over. As you sit there and as I sit here, they are going in, they're taking over, and they just walk in and they can do whatever they want. They've essentially already taken it over.
Last week when the Pope made his remarks questioning your Christianity, you said, quote, no leader, especially a religious leader, should have the right to question another man's religion or faith. But just last week, you questioned Ted Cruz's Christianity several times in the course of the campaign. Might have even helped you win South Carolina. So why is it okay for you and not okay for the Pope?
No, I never questioned Ted's anything having to do with his religion. I just said, you can't lie and hold up a Bible, and you can't do that. You just can't do that. It's not appropriate. And I was tough on him in that because things were said about me that were not true. And Marco Rubio actually said that he lied. And I've never seen a politician say to another politician that he lied. I guess it happens. But what Marco actually gave me cover because he actually said the same thing. And he said it during the debate that he was lying. So I just said you can't say things which are lies. And claim Christianity. You just can't do it. I just don't think it's good. I'm not questioning his Christianity. I just think it's inappropriate to hold up the Bible and lie.
Now, do you think the Pope actually may have helped you in South Carolina?
Well, I'm asked that question so much, I just don't know. I was in a state of shock because I've never seen the Pope talk about something as unimportant as Donald Trump, okay? And I was like, the Pope is talking about me? This can't be happening. And then I said, is it good or bad? They said, it's bad. I said, oh, and this was the day before the election. I said, the Pope is saying bad things about me the day before the election? And then I gathered myself, and I realized that it had to do with illegal immigration, that he was opposed to, my measures, which is basically creating a border. And I came out very strongly that we want a border, and the Mexican government probably convinced him that, Donald Trump was saying not nice things about the border. And I think it worked out well. I don't think it was a positive, though. I think it was probably a neutral. I don't think it was negative, but it could have been a tremendous negative. But it turned out to be probably neutral. I don't think it was a positive.
All right, Donald Trump.
And the Pope was very nice, by the way. Yesterday the Pope issued a very nice statement, and I appreciated it.
We're going to have to leave it there, Mr. Trump. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
We go now to Nashville, and Senator